Hey everybody, I wanted to take a second to thank all you guys for helping us reach almost 10% of our goal in like 4 days. That's more than we expected, and we wanted to go ahead and thank you. So I wanted to take this time to introduce a new part of our campaign. It's our daily video updates. So with these videos, I'll be giving you pertinent information about the progress of our campaign, as well as giving away extra perks for you guys. So today we're going to start with a perk that begins at $10. So anybody who donates $10 is going to be entered into a drawing for that day to win whatever the new perk is. So today is going to be this lovely pashmina scarf. It's about, you can see it. Looks lovely. Probably not this one because now I'm sweating on it, but there you go. Looks good. Right, perfect. So just go ahead and donate at least $10 and you'll be entered into the drawing for that day. The drawing will be held at the end of the day after this video is posted in the morning. So if you look at the bottom of the campaign, something else we ask you guys to do is to produce videos about what cultural exposure, mentorship, and arts education means to you. So we thought it appropriate that I share my own story. And my story is actually about arts education as well as mentorship, and pretty much how I got into photography and the birth of this project even before I even knew it was going to be a project. So when I was in 9th grade, I had a teacher, well actually assistant principal, he was also a teacher, by the name of Mr. Wasco, who's retired now. Mr. Wasco just so happened to be an assistant principal at 3 different schools that I attended while I was in Cleveland, so he knew myself and my family pretty well. I was kind of one of those students. I understood the material, I grasped the material well, but I just didn't want to go to class because it was so boring. So I had a really bad attendance problem, and there came a point at the end of my 9th grade year where a decision had to be made. Mr. Wasco brought me into his office, and I had one of 2 choices: either join a vocational program or get kicked out of school, because there was a truancy law at the time. And of course I picked a vocational program. I leaned towards commercial arts because that's where all the girls were, and I couldn't get into cosmetology at the time. So I ended up in commercial arts. At the time I didn't have any artistic vision or abilities at all. I couldn't paint, I couldn't draw, I couldn't sculpt, I couldn't do anything. So I was introduced to a teacher by the name of Irene Schinkel, who's still teaching to this day, and she changed my life. Irene Schinkel is one of the best teachers that was at Shaw High School at the time, and she taught art. She was an art teacher. She recognized early that I had no artistic aptitude, but I loved photography, and she put a camera in my hand, gave me film, and told me to go. And she didn't teach me how to be a photographer, but she taught me how to be an artist and how to think creatively and how to use the skills that I have to better my future. She gave me 2 rolls of film. This was back in the days of film, 32 exposures, and she gave me 2 rolls and said go. And I went and I photographed everything from our school mascot to football games to families. I did everything, and I used it to make a little bit of money on the side. Maybe I shouldn't tell people that, but I used it to make a little bit of money on the side, and it really changed my life. I was too busy trying to get a perfect exposure and trying to get my images in focus to worry about running in gangs and what shoes everybody was wearing and what was the next trendy rap song. It was just something that really took me out of the inner city. It took me out of that mentality and that environment. And that's the world I lived in, the world of Ansel Adams and Art Wolf and National Geographic. That became my world, my existence, and to this day it's something that I hold very dear to my heart. Irene Schinkel was really my first mentor, and she set me up to be the person I am by cultivating my artistic and creative nature. So that's my experience with arts education and mentorship. And if you guys would, please share your stories and we'll feature one every day. So thank you so much for taking the time to listen. Please continue to share our videos, share our photos, and share our story, because this campaign is more about the sharing and getting the word out about the plight of these low-income students than it is about anything else. So thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you tomorrow.